Welcome to another live episode of Investors Playbook. As always, you have your co-hosts Deshaun and Cornell. Um, it's been a busy week, right? And it's only going to get busier, right? So, earnings. This is a very big earnings week this week. We want to talk about the earnings coming up, maybe one or two earnings that happened today. And go from there, man. Let's talk. We're going to talk a bit about how the earnings itself even affects the stock market, what that looks like. So, to kick things off, one of the huge earnings that did happen today, SoFi. SoFi beat expectations today. Reported earnings of 0.06 per share, and that ended the first quarter of 2025. Well, ended the first quarter, ended the first quarter of 2025. Estimate was 0.3%. So you're talking about an earnings report of 0.6%. That's almost double of what they expected. So SoFi is out here doing good things. But what about the rest of the week, Cornell? What are some of the other earnings that we have to look forward to?
So I know also today we have Visa, which
Hmm.
is a big one. Visa also has like a large profit margin, which is coming in at 53%, which is one of the highest that I've seen even in the Magnificent Seven. So what this means is that for every $100 they get, they're making 53% of it, which is $53, right?
Nice.
So yeah, it's insane. So basically, they're making over half of everything that they're bringing in. So their expenses are not even eating up half of their profit. All right, and then we got tomorrow. These are my personal favorites, but we got Microsoft,
Mm.
yeah, Meta, Qualcomm for Wednesday. All right, and then Thursday we have Apple, Amazon, and Mastercard.
Bro, those are some big hitters, bro. Amazon earnings, Microsoft, Meta. Okay. So of these earnings that you mentioned, we got like huge tech, right? Some of the Magnificent Seven are going to be having their earnings report within the next 2 to 3 days. Um, what, if any, is going to be your move? What's the plan?
I think right now I'm keeping the same plan. So I continuously dollar cost average Microsoft, especially right now that is down. Meta, I hold a few shares of Meta. Apple, I'm a big holder of Apple, big holder of Amazon. I kind of want to get into Visa. I'm hearing a lot of good things about Visa. I'm looking at the profitability of the company, and really not too many people are competing with Visa. I know Mastercard is a competitor.
Right.
uh, Amex is trying, but that's only for a certain class of people. So I'm really thinking about diving deeper into Visa. What about yourself?
Similar, man. I haven't looked into Visa, but definitely um the Microsofts, the Meta, the Amazon already invested in those companies. I'm trying not to jump the gun too much. I talk a lot about Palantir. That's not until next week, so I'll hold off on that one. But
Sure, for sure.
yeah, I've been eyeing that. It's actually next Monday. But for the ones this week, yeah, I think it's going to just be sit and watch and see what happens, because a lot of times with these earnings, I mean, good earnings, bad earnings, the way the market is set up and currently where it's at right now, it can go in any direction. You know what I mean? Like an earnings report can come out and it can be amazing, outstanding, and the market shoots down because I don't know, Donald Trump said something or because some other news. All right. It's hard to base a whether or not you want to purchase or get an option for a stock on their upcoming earnings report. Because I have been, yeah, I've been on the wrong side of an option trade when it came to earnings reports, and it doesn't feel good. So just like you said, not really sit on my hands, but kind of do that dollar cost averaging into these similar stocks. I mean, into these stocks that do have earnings coming out, just because the reaction from earnings can be a bit heavy. So yeah,
So
go ahead.
what do you think for the people that feel like they have a strong idea of where an earnings is going to land. Like if they're going to hit the mark or if they're going to miss. Do you advise people to play on earnings?
When you say play, do you mean like purchase shares or buy an option that is going to expire soon? What you mean by play?
Let's say either or.
Okay.
If someone was purchasing shares, would you advise them to do it, or would you suggest? Would you personally um, purchase shares right before earnings?
I think shares are okay and they don't expire, right? As long as the stock is not going into its earnings at its highest or close to its 52-week high, I think it's fine. You know what I
Okay,
mean? You got to think about the other numbers that matter, how close it is to its 52-week high, how it's been, reacting lately. What happened in the last quarterly earnings? How well did it do? So those are the things you got to look at when you're talking about purchasing shares. It's a lot less risky than purchasing an option because one, the premium on options always go up right before an earnings report. And the change in the price and option just it changes drastically the day after earnings are reported. So you can buy a very expensive option. The stock can do well, the stock can go up, but the price of your option might not reflect that exactly because you're not accounting that premium that you use to purchase that option because of how much buzz that specific stock is getting. So that has happened to me before as well. Confused that
right.
purchasing an option, seeing the stock go up, knowing I got a call and wondering why am I not making money? Like what is going on? You know what I mean?
Man, I'm really glad that you brought that up, man, because people don't realize that options are more than just up and down, right?
Yes. Yes.
It's Well, I guess they can only go up and down, but you know what I mean? There's more factors that play into it than the stock price going up and down.
Hmm.
There's all of the Greeks that you got to take into account also. And how you just said that you're paying a premium near the earnings, you definitely have to take that into account because they're like you. There have been times where near earnings, I would buy a call, the stock shoots up, and then my call gets halved, the price of my call gets halved. So I'm really glad you brought that up. So this is why I've learned not to play the earnings. And it might be for someone else, but I know that I personally, because earnings can be for one so unpredictable, and also the results can be unpredictable when it comes to options. I've learned to not play earnings. And my best success has been away playing options away from earnings and also buying stock through the entire year and not just for that earnings period.
Yeah. I think one thing that I learned is if you are going to play earnings, don't wait till the week of. These earnings, these dates, you know them, right? It happens every 3 months, roughly. If you want to play Microsoft earnings, play the earnings next quarter, but buy the option next week. You know what I mean? When there is no premium, when no one's thinking about the earnings report. The earnings report just happened. The price is now leveled out. The option price is now leveled out. So now you're giving yourself 3 weeks, okay? Roughly 3 weeks. Sorry, not 3 weeks, like 2.5 months to figure out which direction you want the stock to go, and then purchasing your option, putting it far enough out to where it makes a move after the earnings. That is a way that I would, play earnings moving forward. Not the week of though, because you're gonna spend a whole lot of money and it's not gonna move, more than likely not gonna move in the manner that you're expecting it to move. Okay. And another thing is like earnings, that's really like just rolling the dice when it comes to options, man. There is no surefire if a earnings is beaten, or if a company beats its earning, which means it did better than expected, then the stock will go up. We have seen firsthand that that is just not the case. An earnings report can be amazing and the stock can go down. An earnings report can miss and can be bad, but the stock will go up. Or an earning report will beat and then the forward guidance is not what people like to hear. So then they're like, even though you beat earnings this quarter, you're telling us that you're not going to do good 6 months from now. So we're going to sell. So it's really just kind of a roll of the dice, man. If you feel like you are a shot caller when it comes to the earnings, by all means, go for it. You must got a crystal ball hanging out somewhere in your basement because from what I've experienced, earnings can cause it's like a random effect sometimes when it comes to the stock market. So yeah, just something that you got to pay attention to is that there are other factors. It's not just whether or not the company beat earnings or didn't beat earnings or met expectations. There's forward guidance. There's just overall market sentiment in general. How is the rest of the market feeling? What's the health of the market? Is it steadily going up? Is it steadily going down? So all those things matter when it comes to deciding on whether or not to play earnings. So,
Yeah, I agree. So, but if you're a
hmm
long-term investor, like myself, and I know Deshaun is also,
hmm
um, then you don't play the day trading game or the swing trade game. You have nothing to worry about.
yeah,
You can hold your stocks for years, and you're probably going to have a better return than the people trying to play earnings or trying to play right before the earnings. So just keep in mind, it's the long game that gets you the big returns.
yep. It's the boring putting money in, not making 100% a day. Like that's not sustainable, man. It's just not sustainable. So making a solid 10 to 12%. I say by doing nothing, but essentially putting money into an asset that you're expecting to go up, and that's it. At most now, we just type it in with our finger and then just let it grow. One of the easiest ways to make money, man, is to just be patient. You know what I
I
mean?
agree.
Hmm.
I agree.
Cool. Well, again, yeah, we got an exciting week coming up. Um, yeah, so we just gonna watch these markets.
For sure. Hey,
Yeah,
y'all join in. But like make sure to like and subscribe and share to others. It helps us grow. And
absolutely.
also make sure that y'all follow us on IG at
Mhm.
Investors Playbook LLC.
Yep, yep. We got an Instagram. We have our Facebook group, right? If you search for um, Investors Playbook LLC on Facebook, you can definitely follow that account, join that group, and we will, gladly be able to talk about different conversations, have financial conversations, and yeah, just increase your overall awareness of what it means to be financially literate. So, all right,
All right. We appreciate y'all.
appreciate y'all.
All right, y'all.
Peace
Peace.
out.